Welcome to Modeling a Computer Terminal at BevelLab. Before we begin, I highly recommend using Pure Ref when you model. Drag one or more images into the Pure Ref window. You can move the window and the image within the window at any time. This is a simple use case, but in future episodes, we will be using several images in this magic window, and you will come to see its benefits. Choose wisely your viewport shading options, your object interaction modes, and other options come in delicious pie flavor. I will split this front to back because later I will delete the back half. I like where this is going, so let us put a ring on it. Control-Alt clicking on an edge will select an edge ring. We would not be BevelLab if we were not beveling something. So let us bevel these corners to start off. This mirror option comes in handy when you do not want to deal with the mirror modifier. Be aware, not every action carries across. I will inset this further than necessary because I want the proper corner to sides ratio. Now I will scale it to the proper size. Middle clicking is a great way to axis lock your current action without having to look at your keyboard. I should just delete the back half now, but I will let it suffer. Linger a while longer. Yay, BevelLab. I am doing this the hard way for a reason that you will see in just a moment. When we select edges and subdivide, we connect them with a new edge at each of their centers. Select those new edges now by holding Alt while you click them. Bevel these new edges. I could have just beveled this nice curve in one shot, but I wanted to show you another tool. Proportional Edit can help fix curved surfaces after you have messed them up, like humans tend to do. Make sure you prevent scaling in the Y-axis by clicking Shift-Y. Turning on Tweak Mode and activating Auto Merge and using vertex snapping is a great way to clean up those vertices that you hate looking at when they remind you of the bad times. Handy dandy, Symmetry Mode took care of the other side. Connect these vertices. Oh no, what am I? Human. That was unacceptable. That was embarrassing. Anyway, connect these vertices with J. I will want there to be a nice quad here for a future step. Notice this command to connect vertices wasn't mirrored over. The mysterious joys of Blender's inner workings. Well, dang, the screen is too wide. But if I scale this, I will distort the angle of my corner bevel. So instead, I will move these edges. And since I still have X symmetry activated, it will have the effect of scaling the screen without ruining my perfect angle. We now need to inset this a couple times. Remember to hold Control when you want to push your inset into or away from your model It is like an extrude with benefits. I realize dark, shadowy corners can be scary for meat puppets. I mean, gentle souls, like you. So, I have made them less ominous. Maybe now you can focus better. Here are two options for adding more edge loops. Control R and using your mouse wheel will divide your edges with new loops. These divide each edge evenly, so you can see how the new loops taper in towards the screen, where the edges are shorter. If you want straight lines, though, you can use the bisect tool instead, which will give you a perfect slice through your model, like some kind of mechanical super ninja. Bisect works only on selections, so make sure to select everything you want to slice first. Use the gizmo if you need to tweak the angle and position of the slice. I did not need to, of course. Bevel this new slice and use the pop-up options to adjust your bevel for an even grid. I want my vertical divisions to be roughly the same size as my horizontal divisions. So I will play with the settings forever if I need to, just to make sure they're close enough. Now, we will select these vertices in a specific order to create a path of edges between them. This function slices through existing geometry, if necessary, blazing a path of destruction, like I will as soon. Oh, sorry, this is not the place for that topic. Just look at that grid. A thing of beauty. So nice. Let's hide everything else. We're going to use that neat proportional edit function again so you can get a different perspective on how it works. Remember, you can use the scroll wheel to adjust the effect fall off radius before you commit. If you did commit and you regret that commitment, why not change the terms and conditions before you do anything else by using the pop-up in the lower left corner? Or continue to tweak and scale and mess around until you are a little bit less dissatisfied with your results, like I am doing here. Can your human eyes even see the difference? Unhide everything and, oh my, it looks like I have taken it too far. Again, just like I did at the Christmas party last year. No problem. Let us just push this back inside, like I do with my emotions. While we are here, let us move these corners forward to soften up the harsh curve of the screen in this area. In retrospect, I actually like the screen, with the mad curves better. I do not know why I flattened it. Talk about regrets. In fact, I will go change it now while I am thinking about it. There. You can't see it here, but if you download the file, you will appreciate what I have done. Let us adjust the outer border a tad bit. You may think these tiny tweaks are the compulsions of a madman, but I assure you, they are. Let us move these down, not because I feel compelled, but because I need this face to be centered vertically. See, much better for what we are about to do. We are scaling this with median point active and locking it in the y-axis so it pulls to the center without affecting its depth. Now, we change to individual origins. So each selection island or chunk will scale independently, again, locking the y-axis. Additional scaling here on the z-axis. I am sharpening up the corner of this inset region in case you were questioning my judgment again. Ah, finally got rid of that backside. I don't know why I kept it around for so long. Before I bevel this edge, let us first add the detail on these corners. Bevel, inset, extrude, the holy trifecta of modeling. Apparently, extrude along normals is also called extrude region, and shrink, fatten, rolls right off the tongue, does it not? Remember how we deleted the backside of this object and left it open? Well, now we have to use the border option to decide if we want to inset at the open edge or not. When you dissolve a collection of faces that are sharing edges, those inner selected edges magically go away, like my hopes and dreams, like they never existed. These edges need to go straight across so we can make a flat surface, so we will snap the vertices while restricting the movement. Now, we will create edges to complete these flat sections. See how much nicer that looks. We will select these vertices in order, like we did last time, to create a path of edges between them. Any professional watching this will think part of this selection is bonkers, but there is madness to my method, or vice versa. Same here. Again, noobs might not get why this step is wrong, and pros can shake their heads at me. But I am here to teach, so I will do what I must, and do not need to explain myself. But if you are curious, you can ask in the comments, and I will oblige. Now, we will shape this area for the mounting bracket, and in setting this at the border will give us the C shape we need. We will bevel this because that is who we are, deep down inside. You and I. We are BevelLab. Clean up these vertices like we did before. Nice. This side was done, so that saves us some time. Every little bit adds up. We have to get rid of these little faces that form when you extrude inward at a border like this. Looking at that concept image, I can see that this needs to move in more towards the center, like this, and this needs to move more towards the back, like that. Oh, looky, looky. This also needs to move in more. This is why we use pure ref. Having the concept art right there makes it easy to reference at a glance. You should occasionally take a pause and look at your model to see how it feels. Sometimes it is easy to get caught up in the details that you lose sight of the overall model. We need to bevel the daylights out of these corners, so let's get to it. Alt-click for quickly selecting those loops, then Control-B those bad boys. We will need to clean up the ends of these bevels, but before we do, we will bevel these edges as well. We didn't clean up yet, because this new bevel will create unnecessary vertices in the same areas. Notice that this bevel is not as wide as the previous bevel. That is why we did them separately. Do you remember how to clean up sloppy vertices? This part is a little bit of a learned technique, so you might not get why I am choosing the ones that I am. If you look closely, you will see that I am merging vertices towards the center line between the two separate bevel operations, and it is also the choice that will leave the flattest surface between the thicker and the thinner regions. Sometimes the work that must be done is tedious, but it needs to be done nonetheless. I don't want to fast forward through everything and make this all look easier and faster than it actually is. Let us drop our 3D cursor at the center of this face. Wherever the 3D cursor is where Blender will create new objects when you request them. Make sure you are in object mode to add a new mesh if you want it, separate from your existing mesh. Otherwise, it will be part of your active edit mode mesh. We added a new circle object and reduced the number of sides as well as the radius. This will be one of the giant screws. Rotate it and it will be flat on the surface, thanks to the 3D cursor. In edit mode, extrude it for the sides of the screw. We will connect across here to create the slot, but first we need to split this ring with Ctrl R. Now we delete these edges and bridge the gap. Finally, we select these borders and hit F2 Make Face. Who are we again? Yeah, that's right. Let's do this. Let us add a subdivision to smooth it out, and then start sharpening some of the edges. This will give us a smooth surface with sharp curves. You may need to experiment with this to get a feel for which edges to sharpen. To do so, you click Shift and E, and then increase the value by dragging away from your selection. I am starting off with all the edges that I have beveled. Then I hunt for the ones that I missed in the first pass. Can you see it taking shape? This is edge creasing, and you cannot mess this up. You can always select all your edges and reduce the crease to 0 if you have made a mess. Play and practice, you will get it. That is the second best screw I have ever seen in my life. It is so good, in fact, that I want to clone it. Do you want to clone it? Let us do this together. Alt D will make a living clone, and all changes to one will be reflected in the others. All changes except location, rotation, and scale operations in object mode. It looks great. We will ruin that now. Choose shade smooth. All the flat faces are now blending together. Looks terrible. That is okay. We will now take complete control over the shading. Subdivide, modifier this sucker to smooth it out with more polygons. Looks better. But now we will sharpen edges like we did with that amazing screw and make it look even better. Sometimes temporarily turning off the modifier will make it easier to select your edges. I think you can see the logic behind the edges that I'm choosing here. I will try to choose as many as I can in one go, but there are always a few that get away. Go to the link you see at the top of the screen to download the final version of this model for free. Taking a while, is it not? Remember what I said about some tedious work? This is one of those times. Bear with me. Remember, I am just trying to keep it real here by showing you what others will not. I won't do this in all videos. This unbearable tedium. Turn on the real-time option in the modifier again, as well as the on-cage option. Turn off overlays to clearly see the wonder we are about to behold. Behold, the wonder. Looking pretty good, eh? While we have these edges selected already, we should also sharpen them to prevent adjacent faces from smoothing across these edges. Now let us round up all those stragglers we missed with our first selection set. Do, re, mi, fa, so, la, ti. How much wood could a woodchuck? Oh, it looks like I'm almost done with this step. Finally, some more garbage vertex cleanup. We need to make 4 more of these beautiful screws. We will move it up and over and align it with the side of the computer terminal. Perfect. Linked duplicates is the way to go with these little repetitive details. We are going to save a little time and use the mirror modifier to create the screws on the other side. Choosing the terminal as the mirror object means that the terminal will provide the center line for the mirroring. Join together the 2 screws on the left to mirror both of them. Okay, my processor is exhausted from trying to slow down to a human pace. We are going to end this video here, and I will make a follow-up video for that bottom section with the buttons on it. Thank you for watching whatever this was.